Oh, would you look at this? Beautiful, beautiful oven fries just came out of the oven, hot and delicious. Little ketchup here. I'm gonna try one. I love these things. I make them all the time. Oh, which one looks the best? Well, I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna dip it in some ketchup. This is like French fries that you can make at home, no frying. Let's see. Ooh, crunchy. Oh my God. Good. Yeah. These are so good. You want to make these at home? The best thing to go along with a hamburger, a hot dog, so many things. You just got to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. That's a hot oven, so preheat it before you start doing anything else. Let's see how to make these things. All right, so the ingredients that you need to make the oven fries, very few things. Okay, the first thing you're gonna need is potato. Now, when I was at the store, all they had were these gigantic potatoes. I mean, look at the size of my hand and the potato. That is a big guy. So I'm just gonna use this one. If you have smaller potatoes, you could definitely use 2 or even 3. But this guy, this is over a pound potato, so that's all we need. You're also going to need olive oil, okay? You could use canola oil or some other kind, but olive oil is really going to be the best choice. Okay, and the other key component, salt. Now for this, I like to use kosher salt instead of the regular salt. But you know what? If you don't have kosher salt, you can definitely use regular salt. I prefer kosher salt. So let me show you over here. So in this blue cup, I have regular salt, and it looks just like sugar, and it's very small grains. In this red cup, I have the kosher salt. Now, kosher salt is much easier to pinch up like that. This salt slips between your fingers, but this salt you can really hold on to. And I like that it has, the grains of this salt are bigger. That you wouldn't mistake for sugar. The grains are bigger, and it sticks to the fries better, or the oven fries better. So I prefer using kosher salt, but regular salt you could definitely use. The other thing you're gonna need is some cooking spray. And that's it. That's all. So let's get going. All right, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna cut your potato up into slices. For that, sharp knife, okay? Cutting board, right? And for the potato, hold it in place real good, and you're gonna wanna cut it very thin. I don't bother with peeling it because peeling the potato takes time and you don't even know that the peel is there. And let me show you this, okay? I want you to get a slice that's about the same thickness as 3/4 put together. See how that's about the same thickness? That's what you're shooting for. So just take your time, hold that potato steady. It's like that. They're not all gonna come out perfect, but try to have them all be about the same thickness, like a really fat potato chip. Okay, so I'm gonna finish slicing the potato and then I'll let you know what to do next. All right, so if you see, I have my potatoes are in a big bowl right now, and I'm gonna add a couple things to them, like olive oil. Now the olive oil, come to me, the olive oil that you're gonna put in, it kind of depends on how much potatoes you have. So I'm gonna start off with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. That's 1, remember tablespoon's the big guy, 2. Okay, so that's 2 tablespoons of oil. And I'm also gonna add my salt. I'm gonna add about, this is a teaspoon of kosher salt. If you were going to use regular salt, use half a teaspoon. And you might not need all of that. So I'm gonna put about half of this teaspoon of kosher salt there. Now you're gonna have to get in with your hand. Look at this. Okay. You gotta get all these guys coated with salt and coated with enough oil. And if you're doing this and you feel like the potatoes are kind of dry, you should add a little more olive oil, maybe a tablespoon more olive oil. Or if it feels like soupy, there's too much olive oil, That's not such a big problem because you're going to be taking them out. I'm feeling like this is enough oil. So I'm happy with that. You can see each piece is glistening with oil, and I probably have enough salt. And you know what? Even if you don't have enough salt, you can always salt them when they're done. Okay, we'll come back and I'll show you how to put these on a baking sheet. All right, so I have a large baking pan here with a rim. Okay, this is not flat, it has a rim, and I've lined it with foil. Now you don't have to line it with foil, but it's much easier cleanup if you do. Okay, so I've lined it with foil, and I'm also gonna spray it with cooking spray so that my potatoes don't stick. That looks good. Now, as for how to put them on here, there's a certain way. What you want to do is you want to put each potato right next to the next one. Don't overlap them like that, okay? They each get their own area on the board. I mean on the baking sheet, okay? I'm going to keep doing this, and we'll come back and see what it looks like. Okay, so all my potato slices fit right here. None of them are overlapping. If I had had more potato slices, then I would need to do another baking sheet, okay? Because you never want to overlap them, otherwise they steam, they don't get that wonderful crispiness. So this is going to go into the oven for 12 minutes. Then I'm going to take them out, and then I'm going to look at them and see if they need to be turned yet, and if they are, I'm going to turn them over to do the other side. Okay. All right, guys, so I took the potatoes out, and they are looking, can't touch this, very hot. They're looking good on the tops. You see there's a little bit of gold here. Come on down here, you see there's a little bit of gold there. So now what you gotta do is turn them over. And sometimes I use a fork and my fingers a little bit. It's hot, so you gotta be careful, you gotta be quick when you do this, but you got to turn them over, otherwise the other side doesn't get cooked. Let me see if this spatula, I have this little baby spatula, let's see. Ooh, that works. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish turning all these guys, then I'm gonna put it back in the oven for probably about 12 to 15 minutes, but that might not do it, so I'll take them out when they're good and done to show you what good and done looks like. So we will come back when that happens. All right, I just took them out of the oven. Oh, look at these guys. I'm gonna give them some nice black pepper. You can see not all of them are equally brown. That's because I didn't cut them all exactly the same width, thickness. That's impossible. Like this one is thinner. This one here is fatter, but that is okay. These are gorgeous, healthy, a healthy version of French fries. Totally hot, totally delicious, completely inexpensive too. This is great, and I really, really hope you try this at home.